Construction continues on 95, obviously. I'm going to say that every morning for probably a month. And now we're getting another look at the crash itself. Now, it's way, way in the distance, but you can see the explosion here in just a second. Thousands of gallons of gasoline up in flames. State police are analyzing that video and all sorts of other videos as part of the investigation. So, a reopening plan, Steve, is apparently ready and will be announced today.
Yeah, the governor's going to do that at 11. And the key, though, we're not really into the engineering plans, are we? The one thing we want to know is when those plans' completion date is, and that's what we're going to get today. So that's going to be the screaming banner headline today. We hope to have this done by, say, August 1st or something like that, and that'll let everybody know how many more days they got to put up with everything. So we're seeing progress still, and you were talking about the construction, but first, the rest of the deconstruction is going on, and you'll notice that dump truck and a backhoe putting what was left of those southbound lanes now into the back of that yellow dump truck. That's why you see the smoke or dust kicking up, and in a weird irony, that dump truck just backed down the ramp that you just showed the speeding tanker truck going the opposite, the normal way, down the Cotman Avenue exit before it under around this. And you would think, hopefully, you thought, maybe by Wednesday, everybody would have the knack, the daily commuters for sure, or the daily delivery guys. But we've heard from a couple of truckers. I usually go through this once or twice a week, up the coast and then down the coast. One guy was going up to Boston. Another guy was going all the way up to Maine. And so that was their first morning of it and their first experience with it. And they actually asked, is it going to be fixed by the time I come back down this weekend or this Friday? And I said, not a chance. So they don't realize how bad it is because they're not local and they didn't see the news, I guess. So now we're seeing a truck probably going up this ramp. So if you look at this, if you see this truck going up this ramp, this is all part of the contractor's business, that it was already on site. That's what we learned yesterday. The contractor got to be able to be starting so fast because he was already working on a PennDOT project right here at this very exit ramp, believe it or not. So let's go to the helicopter as I wrap this up, and you'll see what it looks like from the air right now looking down. And one thing you're going to see is all the concrete. Remember yesterday we're still cutting away the concrete? All the concrete in those southbound lanes is now gone. And there you see the crane nearby waiting to get those steel beams out of there, and they're going to lift them out of there and replace them with new steel beams. Now, our ace editor, Bob Sauerbeck, reminded me, you know that 295 project that probably isn't going to be finished in any of our lifetimes? Well, he reminded me about how that project was done and what they did there. And he says that huge crane on 42 in Jersey was brought in to lift sections of a new overpass over water. The bridge was brought in on about 10 tractor trailers. It was all ready to go. It was almost like it was pre-made. The concrete, the steel, the railing was already set, and all they did was like lift it off big trucks and then lay it into place, and it only took about 2 weeks. And Bob suggests maybe that's what's going to happen maybe on 95. They might learn from what they were doing down on 295, and maybe we'll all be shocked today, and they'll say, hey, we can get this done within a month. Who knows? But I think 95 is probably a bigger, wider stretch than that, and we'll see. We'll learn today at 11 from Governor Shapiro and the other folks in charge of this project.
People watching the show are into construction. Is that possible? Could you make a giant puzzle piece of a road somewhere else and then bring it in and set it in like a puzzle piece?
Seemed like that'd be easier.
It'd be a really big crane because it'd be unbelievably heavy. We'll see. Interesting news conference at 11 o'clock this morning.